Pros and cons about delaying Social Security. All right, so I'm going to share with you two sides of the same coin. Whatever. So we're gonna show you the biggest benefit for delaying, in my opinion. I'm going to share with you right now, and then we're going to share with you another benefit taking it early. These two issues cannot be denied. They both exist. and I'm going to share with you how that works. We're going to model it in Right Capital. So. We talked about you can retire on Social Security in my one of my books. It's in my doobly-doo down below. You should get it if you haven't read it yet. It's about 4 years old or so. It's a great book. I'm probably most proud of that book just because it just crushes all comers, because you can retire on Social Security. The drawback, though, if you take Social Security early, you're giving yourself a forever reduced benefit. That's just a fact. And that's one of the cons about taking Social Security early. We'll get into some of the benefits of taking it early later on. So before you freaking freak out at me, but the biggest benefit for me is it strengthens your retirement plan. So we got Susie Sample here. Susie Sample. All right. And who's old Susie Sample? She is 62 years old, I think, if memory serves right. Yeah, 60. She'll be 62 at the end of this year. So she's 61. She'll be 62 at the end of this year. She'll start her retirement at the beginning of January 2024. All right, so she'll retire at the end of this year, but we're only going to look at 2024. She needs $4,000 a month of income, and that's everything. What about health care? It's all in there. We're just using simple numbers here, friends. She doesn't have any. Did I call you friends? You're not my friends. You're my mortal enemies. She needs $4,000 a month of income. All right. What about health care? And her income will be Social Security. We got her Social Security benefit at her full retirement age is $2,500 smackaroonies. All right, so she has $4,000 a month of needs. She has $2,500 a month of guaranteed income. We're going to show you when she takes it early versus later. And she has a portfolio of how much? I forgot. I think 500,000. Yeah, 500,000 bucks. And we got it in a 50-50. 50% bonds and 50% stocks. And so we're going to give her a 5% rate of return with an 8.8% standard deviation. So that means we'll just say that's 9. 9 times 3 is 27 minus 5. On any given year, she can be down 22%. And that's exactly what happened to Wellesley in 2008. It was Wellesley in 2008. It was down 22%. So we're giving her the same downside risk as what we had in the worst year ever, 2008, when you factor in inflation. And that's just a fact, Jack. All right, so we go to retirement. Everybody with me so far? So we go to retirement, and we're going to compare taking it early right here versus taking it at her full retirement age. 11% probability of success if she takes it early, and you can see that she runs out of money, the median right there, when she's 81 years old. So that's a problem, man. That's a problem. We go to cash flows. We're going to show you here. The current plan is that she lives off her portfolio. I mean, she has 500,000 schmackaroonies in there, so she got to take 48,000, and she's going to have to pay tax on that money. She'll be taking 55. That's 110. I don't know, 220, 280. She'll be taking about 280 by the time she's on Social Security. So she'll more than reduce her portfolio by half, essentially. In fact, if we look at accounts here. By the time she's on Social Security, her portfolio will be about 320 if we assume a 3% rate of return. All right, so but now she's on Social Security, so now she doesn't need so much from her portfolio because that $2,500 a month or $30,000 a year has grown only by 2.4% a year because I'm only giving you 2.4% COLA, but now it's $33,000. And there's a COLA every year with no downside risk at all. So now it reduces the risk of her portfolio, if that makes sense. So her portfolio in 2029 is worth 302, and she's taken 24,000 out. So I need my trusty calculator. 24 divided by, what do we say, 309? That means she's taken a 7.7% distribution rate. All right. It's not going to last. That's why here, if we go back to analysis, she's still running out of money 26% of the time. I mean, 26% of the time she had money left. But when she ran out of money, watch this. If we go to cash flows, we go to accounts. So she ran out of money right here in the current plan at 88. And the proposed plan where she takes Social Security early, she ran out of money right there at 84. So we're going to show you the difference. So at 84, her only income is her reduced Social Security, $35,000. At 88, when she ran out of money, her only income was her PIA, adjusted with a, we'll say 84 right here, was her income, was right there, 49,000. A pretty significant difference right there. So you can see that's her Social Security, 49,000 at 84 versus proposed plan at 84. Her Social Security was 35,000. So that's a pretty significant difference there. That's the biggest benefit right there, bar none, to take Social Security later. It gives you the stability that if things go south in the portfolio, you know you're always going to get your Social Security. Oh, they're going to reduce the benefit. I hear that all the time, and I say, what do you think? Just think about this for a second. If they reduce the benefit, what do you think happens to the stock market and the bond market? You think it still goes up? Are you freaking crazy? If they reduce the benefit, people are going to be having to sell stocks en masse, man. It's kind of like reducing military spending. I was talking to this lady today, nice lady, and she works for a military contractor. You know how many people are employed by the military machine, the military industrial complex? It's insane. To reduce the military's budget isn't just a cutback in tanks, it's a cutback in everything else. You know what that would affect the overall economy? You know how the economy would be dead to rights if they reduce Social Security. It's just not going to happen. And they're probably never going to reduce the defense budget either, frankly, which is too bad. But anyway, all right, so now let's have her taking that 70, and then we'll show you the benefit of taking it early. We're going to take it at 70 and watch. Now she's at 37% probability of success. So she ran out of money less. Let's just go back to that right here. And the reason is because she has more of a Social Security benefit to complement her or supplement her retirement account. So here she ran out. So here she's drawn down her portfolio. Then, that's when she takes Social Security. Here she ran out of money at 82 years old. The median. All right, so we're going to go to cash flows. And I think it was Social Security. It was 29, 39 if memory serves. And then at 84, it was 61. Was it that? It was one. I think it was. Maybe it was 39, 49, 59, something like that. Let's see, current plan was when she took it at 67, at 84. Yeah, 49. I think it's 39, 49, and 59 essentially is what it was, an extra 10,000. All right, so, she ran out of money here, but now she has 50, that's current plan. I don't think it's going to show her run. Let's see when she runs out of money here. 1 second. Yeah, see, we're giving her a 5% straight line, so she doesn't really run out of money when we're doing a straight line. When we're doing a Monte Carlo, yeah, she still has money when she dies. When we're doing a Monte Carlo, she runs out of money, but if we're giving her a straight 5% appreciation, she doesn't run out of money when she takes that 70. All right, so that is pretty convincing to me. But now what I want to do is I'm going to go to profile, and instead of having her pulling needing $4,000 a month, we're going to have her pulling just $2,500 a month. And here's where it makes sense to take Social Security earlier, is that if your Social Security basically covers your income right out the gate, it would make sense to take it earlier. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to retirement. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. And we're going to go to taking it as early as possible. All right. So now you can see if we take it at 67, she's dying with more assets, because now we're just spending $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year on a $500,000 portfolio, of which we're also going to get, in today's numbers, $30,000 Social Security at her full retirement age. Anyway, so you can see she's leaving more money here than she would. This is when she takes early. She's leaving almost $60,000 more over here than she would if she took it early. But that's not the whole story. The story comes in, like I got an email today from my clients, and he says it takes so long to make up the difference. So here's taking Social Security early. We still need some money from the portfolio. We still need $9,000 from the portfolio, but you see we're not paying hardly any taxes because basically Social Security is the bulk of our income. So we need $30,000 a year of expenses. That doesn't we're just using this for an example. If our Social Security is pretty close to covering our income, it kind of makes sense to take Social Security, our expenditures, it kind of makes sense to take Social Security early. If your expenditures are so low, you don't really need that much from your portfolio when Social Security kicks in. You can make a good argument to take Social Security early for sure. So here, instead of getting $2,500 a month or $30,000 a year, we're getting reduced, and now we're only getting $21,000 a year. Now that's not enough. We still need $9,000 from the portfolio, but we're not hardly paying any taxes. All right, so now our portfolio is being tapped in by a clip of $9,000 a year. All right. Now I want to show you something here. Now if we take Social Security at 67, we're gonna have to pull the entirety from our portfolio. So we got to pull $30,000 from the portfolio, and we're gonna pay $3,400 in tax. So we got to pull $3,300 from the portfolio to net $30,000. Now when Social Security kicks in at 60, our first full year of Social Security, we only have to pull $1,000 out of our portfolio, all right, because Social Security is basically giving us all the money we need. Whereas at 2029, because we had taken Social Security early, we're still having to pull $10,000 out. All right, now either one we're fine. We're never run out of money. But check this out. I want to show you. This is where it makes sense. All right, so here, this is taking Social Security early. When the time we're 70, we have $641,000 in our portfolio, assuming a straight 5% linear rate of return, which you're not going to get, but let's just assume that for giggles here. If we take Social Security out of full retirement age, by the time we're 70, we only have $513,000. So that's a $130,000 difference roughly in the two plans. If we take Social Security early, we have $130,000 more than if we took it at our full retirement age. How about at 80? Here, if we took it early, we have $876,000 in our total retirement, our total portfolio. $876,000 if we took it early. So 876. If we took it later at our full retirement age, 876. By the time we're 80. I said 80, right? Did I say 80? We got 821. I'm sure I did. Did I say 80? 876 at 80. Hold on just a second. 876 at 80. Yeah, 876 to 821. So again, $55,000 more if we took it early. How about at 85? If we took it, we have $1.029 million at 85 if we took it at our full retirement age, versus I think it's $1.02 million at 85. Yeah, right there. So now we have more money, but we're 85 years old. All right. So if we took Social Security later, yes, it does make a difference, but not until we're in our late 80s. And at that point, you're like, it doesn't really matter that much. It just does not. Now, obviously, if you want to leave a legacy, I get all that stuff. But there is something to be said about how much you're leaving, and how long it takes to make the difference up, man. And it takes, in this case, until you're, I think it was roughly 84, 85. 985 on taking it early versus taking our full retirement age, 980. Yeah, so basically at 85 is when we break even, essentially, if that makes sense. So that means you got to wait a long time. And you're 85 years old. Who gives a rat's behind? All right, let's also look at taxes here too. So tax payment is $124,000 if we take Social Security at our full retirement age, versus on this side here is going to be $104 if we took it early. So we pay less taxes if we took it early, and we have more money for a longer time. Ultimately, we leave less money to our kids, though. That's assuming we live until we're 90 years old. But there is a benefit of that, for sure, that you have more money for a longer stretch of time when you need it most, when you're younger, in the 60s and 70s and even into your early 80s. It's really depending on how much you're relying on the portfolio. If we're relying heavily on the portfolio, I would take Social Security later. It's just all there is to it. I don't trust the markets. I trust Social Security more. Why? Because we're basically a union, essentially, of taxpayers, of voters. We can freaking rabble-rouse if they cut your Social Security benefits. The stock market is just, too bad, so sad. But Social Security is safer and has a cost of living adjustment. And by the way, it's a lot more tax efficient than IRA distributions. But if you have your income needs met, take Social Security early. I don't have any qualm. I'm not going to yell at anybody. But if we're relying heavily on our portfolio, I think we want to reduce the reliance on our portfolio and increase the reliance on Social Security. I think that's the way to go. So those are some pros and cons there. But again, if you have your money pretty much cut and dry and you're like, I got money, I got it covered, I got no problem taking Social Security early at all. None. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.